Okay, Adam here again from ALS Landscaping over in Lincoln. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to talk to you about a project that we completed in Tattershall, just outside Coningsby in Lincolnshire this year. Fantastic little project. Well, not a little project, it's quite a large one. Some great images that I can share with you, the before, the durings and afters, and also the design images as well. The design package that we put together for our client on this particular project. So if I zoom down now, I'll show you some of the images of what the garden was like before we started. So this was before we even started. Here I've got open the PDF version of the design so you can have a look, but let's just go in and have a chat about the actual garden itself. So it was a relatively large garden. You know, it's an older style property, so not more than the new properties can be quite small in the sizing of the gardens. It had an extension on the kitchen with the bifold doors, which was great. It already had an existing patio there, as you can see. The shed was staying, that's fine, but the rest of it was pretty lacklustre, really. I wouldn't say overgrown, but it wasn't loved in the way maybe it could have been, and certainly will be now we've renovated it. So the client already had a gym constructed, which is fantastic. So that meant we had electrics and something to work to enhance this area, which we certainly did. There were some old sort of brick planters. I think that maybe had been a pond at one point, sort of redundant. Hedging didn't really work where it was in situ, and these brick planters here, they served a purpose, but they weren't great. It was quite overgrown as well. There was a decking area here, as you can see. This was completely rotten. I actually walked on it and fell straight through it, which was quite comical. But obviously it becomes a hazard and a danger as well. So that all had to go. All this area we took out completely. So this is the guys installing the job, digging it once it's been dug out and done the prep work. The lean mix down there for the porcelain area, the entertaining area. Got Craig there putting his slurry primer on the back of each tile that goes down, which is massively important for anyone who's having porcelain laid. And we've got Mickey there laying the porcelain on a concrete pad, which is always preferable. Well, it's what we do, and that's how we do it. Mickey there installing the porcelain onto the block work that we put in. As you can see there, nice and tanked on the inside, so you're not going to get the ingress through of the water onto the back of the porcelain. That'll stay in the planters as it should do. Mickey's done a fantastic job there of the composite decking as well. So as you can see, that enhances that area already. And then moving through onto the completion of the job, there's your porcelain entertaining area there. We've got Matt putting the plants in. We did a full planting plan for this project from start to finish. We had our horticulturalist in to speak to the clients, ask them what they would like. We worked on that, to and fro with some different ideas. And as you see in the final pictures, we think it looks fantastic, and the clients are over the moon. We did have an issue with the weather. There was about 2 weeks it really didn't stop raining, and we had to import, I would say, about 40 tonne of topsoil altogether to get the levels up on the lawn, the new lawn, and it was just a mud bath. Luckily we had a window of about 3 days once it had dried out after about a week, and we literally put 2 teams on there and we smashed it out, because literally after those 3 days it tipped it down with rain again, and it would have been, it wouldn't have been much fun trying to do that in the rain. So we've got Alan and Mickey there laying the turf. We've got Ricky, our operations manager, and Craig, one of our team leaders, there putting some turf down as well. We've got the hogging path leading up the garden. We had a mixture of block work, slab work, porcelain and composite decking on this job. And there we go. So let's enlarge that one so we can see it. Get me out of the way there. So that's the entertaining area. It's bit of an inclement day when Ricky took these photos. Porcelain area, the porcelain area there, the porcelain planters with all the planting complete, the composite decking, stepping down into the garden with under plinth lighting. All the turf was laid to arena turf. We put a block edging in. This also acts as a mowing strip all the way around the garden, so the client hasn't got to get his strimmer out. He can just whip round with his lawnmower on the top of that mowing strip there. And as you can see, it turned the job into a stunning place for these people to spend their time with the family and loved ones. And these are the evening aspects. We put some bollards, some lighting bollards in as well. We also installed the hot tub and had our electricians in to do all the wiring and electrical work for that. Hot tubs there, look, on the top patio. And it just turns the garden into somewhere that you want to spend time. And certainly that's what they will be doing next year, come spring. I would say even in the winter, because it's that sort of garden. It just draws you down, certainly draws you down to the back of the garden. And this is the design here. So these are the plans that the guys worked from. Obviously, if you watched the previous video, we didn't install this area here of the garden. So there's an extra pergola on that area there. We didn't do that. We took that out of the design at the client's request. But essentially everything else was per the plan there. And these are the PDFs. So if I just shrink this down here, you should be able to see our PDF version here. And this is what you essentially get if you get a design from us. You'll get the full HD images, you'll get the PDF images that are printable. So these are the overhead views of the garden. And what this enables you to do, it enables you to see the garden before there's even a shovel in the ground. So it takes it from being that, that place that's just essentially it's just, it takes it from being that to that. You can see it straight away, the difference in the garden. You can see where the benefits are going to be. And if you want to change it at that point, once you've had the draft phase, we can then change it, which we did probably about 4 times on this particular project. But once we got to the final draft copy, then we pushed forward to the full design and created the full design. And as you can see, yeah, it's a fantastic garden. Great little feature as well. I think I've done it on a previous video. See here, we give you a little QR code. Let's do the evening aspect on this one. So I'll just demonstrate how that works. If you get your smartphone, literally just open your camera and you just zoom in on the QR code, click there. It will give you essentially accept start viewer, and then you should be able to see it on there. So excuse the reflection, but what you can do then is wherever you turn that phone or your iPad or your tablet, you will see 360 degrees around that garden. So it's a very, very clever feature. You can essentially stand at that point in the garden with your phone looking at it like that, and that, as you can see there, it's turning round and it'll follow you round the garden as you're looking at it. So it's a very, very clever feature. It's a great little feature, to be fair. So if you do get a design from us, don't forget to click on your QR code and see what your garden's going to look in the day and in the evening. Okay, so essentially that's the Tattershall project. Success from start to finish. No real obstacles on this one, apart from maybe logistically it was a bit further out than we normally go. But we was very organised with it. You've got to remember we've got Ricky, our operations manager, that will run through the designs with you. He'll liaise with you as well as I will on the design work. He'll also organise the teams, the specific team that's going to be constructing your garden. And then you've got Steve, our installation manager. He'll manage the actual install of it, make sure the lines, levels and the installs are to the correct standard and keep the standards high. He'll give guidance. He'll also be jumping in on some of the projects as well to help. And then our skilled teams, they'll install the projects, and this is what they do day in and day out. So you'll have a team leader, you'll have a landscaper, and you'll have a landscape assistant, as well as a floater that will go around the 3 or 4 teams that we have running, picking up, tidying stuff up, dropping materials off, so forth and so on. And you'll occasionally see me on site as well, just making sure everything's running tickety-boo. And you've got Jen in the office, probably checking in from time to time, making sure the invoice is right, and you're happy with the stage payments, that sort of stuff. So the full setup we have here in Lincoln. If you are looking for a garden to be designed and constructed, get in touch. We'll happily speak to you. There's no pressure whatsoever. Come down and see us in the office. I'm sat here now. It's absolutely throwing it down with rain outside. But we're nice and cosy in here for the time being. It is a Saturday, no one's working apart from me. That's the perks of being the boss, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a look at some of our other videos, and hopefully we'll see you and we'll be designing your garden and constructing it in the same way we've done this one. Thanks for your time.